I am Kailat Bodhaimai. Sir has correctly pronounced my name, and this is a joint paper on metaphors in Liangmai. And I'll be presenting the paper in this for today's session. Now, shall we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So this is the outline of the presentation. First, we'll look into what metaphor is, and then briefly on literature review and data collection. And we will look at different metaphors that are analyzed in this paper and the conclusion. Okay, the metaphors, the first presenter, Dr. Tasi, has, I think, mentioned a little bit about what metaphors are. But let me just give a brief, just to refresh your memory. So metaphors are a word or phrase literally denoting one kind of object or idea used in place of another to suggest likeness or analogy between them. So it is a figure of speech where one idea or object is used in place of another. So scholars like Lakoff and Johnson has define metaphors as conceptually structured terms relating an object or idea to another. So in metaphors, the metaphor usually take one thing, which is often referred to as the source domain, and equates it with or overlaps it with another thing, which is often referred to as the target domain for rhetorical effect. The meaning of metaphors depends on how well you know the original object and how closely it resembles the new object. Next slide, please. Yes. So, metaphors help in understanding complex topics. It simplifies complex topics, and it helps in communication to be economical, and efficient communication is possible with the use of metaphors. And also it fills lexical gaps and motivate semantic change. Now, metaphors are analyzed in various ways, but in this presentation, we look into three approaches that are expounded by scholars, namely Kovexis, Ricoeur, Gilala, and Berg. So these three approaches gives the function of metaphorical speech as it gives three approaches where metaphorical speech gives the meaning of politeness, or it helps in the stylistics, and also it represents the cognitive knowledge of the speaker. Next slide, please. Yeah, okay. So Liangmai, the language that we are talking, or the language that we study, is an endangered language, a Tibeto-Burmese language spoken in Manipur and Nagaland. So the language is grouped with Jeme and Rongme under the Jeme subfamily by Berlin, 2003. And again, this group, that is a Jeme subgroup, is referred to as Western Naga by Post and Berlin in a more recent paper. The total population, the total Liangmai speakers is, according to 2011 census, is 49,800. And for the data that we use in the paper, as a native speaker, I am a native speaker of Liangmai, and I have been doing research for quite some time, and I have been observing, as a participant observant, I have been collecting these metaphors and other data as I'm doing my research in other fields as well. And recently I also conducted field work where I documented folk songs and other oral narratives. And I also depend on my native, as a native speaker, knowledge, competence for data elicitation. The next one, next slide. Okay, so the metaphor are used very commonly. It is very pervasive in everyday communication, and it plays a role of safeguarding others' face. That is, being polite. It is used to safeguard others' face or to say something in a more polite way. I came across a very interesting story. It is about one man who is very expert, who is very good in handicraft, and he made this traditional basket of cane. And then another person came and took the basket from him, but then he didn't pay for the basket, saying that he'll pay it later. And as time goes by, the person didn't pay up for the basket. And then one fine day, these two persons met. And the one who made the basket, instead of confronting him uprightly, going to him and asking for the price of the basket up front, he sang a song where it is it's given here, Riliu Zu Mendinglu Nangti Tingyu Iti Ziming Lat Tazo. So the meaning is something like this: thinking of a maiden's face, you are worried, and I couldn't get proper sleep as well, my word. So when he sang this word, the other person realized, or understood that he was talking about the unpaid price of the basket. So here, the metaphorical use of a maiden's face, which is causing both of them to be, to have sleepless night, or strained in their relationship. That meaning was conveyed, and then the other person also could understand the meaning of it. So in this way, metaphors are used to avoid embarrassing situation. And in other examples that I have given here for use of metaphors in a polite way is number one example papum rigbo or papum ruang magbo. The first one is third person body heavy, or the second one third person body empty, negation and nominalization. So the meaning is her body is heavy or her body is not empty. So this implies this metaphorical speech implies that the person that the person referred to is pregnant. So instead of saying someone directly that she is pregnant, they use this kind of construction. The next, yeah, and here is another way of using language. I mean metaphor. Kalu Kuitat. This is Kalu is Man. Kuitat is Johnny. It means Monday, Johnny, or actually it implies the period of menstruation in women. So this way, the language is used in a polite way when referring to certain idea or thing. Okay, the next one. Okay. So metaphor has an ornamental and decorative value. It gives, sometimes language are used in a very poetic way. Now, in this, I have given this example. Paben Thingbo. Paben Thingbo refers to Paben Thingbo is means long hand. And this metaphor refers to a person who have that tendency to steal. So when you refer to someone as Pap, that person has Paben Thingbo, that person is Paben Thing, that person has a long hand. It implies that that person has that tendency to steal things. So one has to be careful of him or her. And the next example is P Swibo. P is leg and Swibo is kick, which is nominalized, and is kick leg. So it refers to misfortune, something bad that happens to a person. So don't do this or don't go there. You will your leg. You will kick your leg. That is the kind of metaphor that we use. So don't go there. You'll have misfortune or you'll face some unnecessary trouble. So this way, metaphors are used in a stylistic way and it shows the ornamental and decorative value of metaphors in the language. The next one, yeah, the cognitive area. Metaphors are fundamental to our way of understanding and thinking and house hierarchically in the natural comprehensible elements, namely location, movement, and the human body, items in the physical world, time, emotions, and values. So for this, actually the uses of background knowledge to interpret metaphors is very important. So one has to have a prior knowledge of the things, the source and the target object or idea. Now let's go to the example. Yeah. So here in example 6 we have Zeng Dubo, that is day and Dubo far day. So this implies that a person is no longer alive. His days are already far away. He is dead. Uh, so that that is the kind of cognitive meaning that is understood in the community. And the next example, Pakwang Kan Khai Bo, that is serving her plate. So this is used in context where, in Liangmai culture, when a woman is married, she is not considered to be, there are different kind of marriage. Now many people have adopted Christianity and they went for Christian marriage in the church. But there is another common way of marriage, which is eloping. So when a girl eloped with a man and they have agreed that they'll become husband and wife, and the woman left his house and lived with with the husband's family. And even after living with the husband family for many years, as long as the girl family organized one party where she was given some household stuff that she will be needing, and then giving a big feast to the family, near and dear ones, friends. She will not be considered 100% married or 100% move out of the family. So this is a kind of practice that is common till today among the Liangmai. So it means like they will have a big party, and on that day the woman family will make give her different gifts, and then they will feed her nicely, and they will send her off to the husband family. So this kind of cultural thing is there, and this is referred to as the Pakwang Kan Khai Bo. So metaphorically, it is used to refer to the girl leaving her house and going to the husband family. Okay, next one. Okay, so concluding remarks. So the analysis reveals that Liangmai metaphor may represent the three approaches, and then uses background knowledge to interpret these metaphors within their cultural boundaries, uses metaphoric expressions in order to ensure everyone feels affirmed in a social interaction. There are also harsh forms and insults, use, like metaphor, which I have not presented in this presentation. Then different semantic domains, or metaphors for different semantic domains, like when a person is like threatening someone, or when he is feeling proud or something like that. So there are different metaphors, of course, like in different level of semantic domains. But now one unfortunate thing is that the use of metaphors has been reduced in the present generation, and we can see some additional borrowed metaphors being adopted by younger generation. Say like the literal translation of some English metaphors has come in, or like even Hindi or Meiteilon has come in the speech of Liangmai community. So one objective of our research, our paper, is to list down, or even to preserve the metaphors that are indigenous to the people, to the Liangmai people. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. Next one, we have next slide. You will see references. And yeah, thank you so much.
I have one thing to ask you, Dharmai. I looked at some of your examples, like say, for example, you have Kali Puitad, and you give it meaning in your slide. At least it shows monthly journey, which appears that it is just a literal meaning. What is the metaphorical meaning that you were indicating? I think if you had given it inside your slide, then it would have been much better. Similarly, there was another example called P Swibo, which is literally kick leg. Now, kick leg, I think you wanted to mean that it is kind of a name or kind of a misnomer given to someone who is in the habit of hitting someone with its leg. Is that right?
No, kick leg means it implies that something bad will befall on you, something misfortune, incident, bad incident may happen. So we can say, William, don't go there. William tatulo na piswine. You will kick your leg. Don't go there. You will kick your leg. So when we use that kind of thing, it means that don't go that side. Something bad may happen to you, or some misfortune may befall on you.
So when you say P Swibo, is that a nominal phrase or something else?
P Swibo we have this nominalizer. Yeah, I should say it's a nominal phrase. Yeah.
Nominal phrase. So you can say that okay, this person is a P Swibo.
Yeah. Yeah, this person is P Swibo. Yeah, P Swiye, we can say P Swiye. Yeah, this means something misfortune has happened to that person.
Okay. So that way it will mean. Okay, fine, great then. So I think it would have been better if you had included in your slide, and I think other person would be able to understand the metaphorical senses of the phrases that you give in your example in a much better way.
Mr. Daimai, I just wanted to understand more clearly about your serving her plate.
Yeah.
Serving her plate, I could not understand if you have explained it, but I could not understand it fully. What does it exactly mean? Does it mean to the thing that she has to serve her parting meals to the relatives, or does it mean to say that she is being sent up to serve her in-laws and her husband?
Yeah. So there is this cultural practice where a woman is before even after being married, there are different way of marriage. So this particular Quang Kankhaibo is done when a woman got married by elopement. So once she got eloped, the family could not, properly see her off or give her things that they wanted to give to her. So even after living with the husband for 5 years or 10 years, the woman family will organize this program where she will be brought back to her family, to her house from away from her husband family, and on that particular day they will invite the husband's family as well, and then other relatives, and she will be given a huge party, I should say, not exactly in a way of feeding her, but blessing and then other household stuff, gifts that they wanted to give to her. And after that, the whole arrangement will be done by the parents of the woman, the parents of the girl. The final farewell kind of thing before she moved to the in-laws house. So as long as this kind of ceremony is done, she will still be considered as belonging to the girl family, not 100% belonging to the in-law family. So once this party is done, once this Wang Kankaiwo is already done, she is like officially given off to the husband's family. She already belongs to the in-laws family. That is the whole concept of practice that is still practiced even today among the Liangmai.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.